Grand Rising. I want you to know that money is one form of abundance. Money is only one form of abundance. But understand, in the spiritual realm, in the space in which you occupy, when you recognize that this is just one form and there are others, what you will also start to recognize are those blessings in unorthodox sometimes ways. It might be a favorite ice cream that you hadn't had since you was a child. Abundance is showing you here. Be renewed, be refreshed, understand that these things that you love when you were a child are still here as an adult. And here's the gift of God saying, notice this thing for yourself. It might be a good friend. Somebody having a conversation with you 2 o'clock in the morning, knowing good and well they should be asleep, but they decided to talk with you and exchange good energy. It could be a dog, an animal that knows the times when you're low, knows the times when you're sad, or knows the times when you're happiest and celebrates with you, matches your energy, moves in a way that just amplifies the positive aspects of who you are, reinforces your grace, the abundance. And then there's money, of course. You see an overflow in your account. But the greatest abundance that I've found in my awakening, here's what I've discovered, it is creativity. When you're giving creativity from God, that abundance should be respected. And once it's respected, you realize you start to infuse the world with your art, with your mind. So you create the greater world around you through the creativity that God has given within you. And that's abundance. You're then able to overflow the world with your heart. That's abundance you give to the world, and the world naturally gives you that abundance back, and appreciation comes in the form of flow, currency, the currency being money. So you see, when you find your proper flow, when you find your happiness, when you find your joy, when you know what your baseline is, you then can identify when there's an overflow, when there's an abundance. When you find that abundance, then you start to tune into the universe of abundance, of an abundant frequency. That abundant frequency then naturally tells you how to give out into the spirit of abundance, holding the spirit of abundance, and there too you will receive from the spirit of abundance as well. So money comes naturally. Does that make sense?